Hello and welcome to this YouTube channel about cryptocurrency education. Will you soon be able to buy your house on the Cardano blockchain? That's the title of this video, and I would like to share my thoughts about this with you. In particular, I would like to talk about the Marlowe toolbox that is basically a toolbox for financial smart contracts, and that runs on the Cardano blockchain, which I think makes Cardano just even more impressive. So this set of tools here, it's not only for the end user, but it's also for developers. So developers in that toolbox, in that program, they can create new smart contracts with the I think in JavaScript, in Haskell, which is the Cardano blockchain programming language, but also Marlowe I think has its own programming language. So as developers, you can write smart contracts and develop applications with in 3 programming languages. So what is Marlowe? Marlowe, as I said, it is a set of tools that runs on the Cardano blockchain. It's not implemented yet fully because we're currently in the Alonzo rollout phase, currently in the Alonzo Blue phase. We'll get into the Alonzo White phase very soon. And this is a set of financial smart contracts. So they basically say here, input, output, Hong Kong, they say that financial smart contracts made easy. This is what Marlowe is. Now this article here that they posted is actually about this Marlowe Run, which is a new product that will allow users to execute off-the-shelf financial agreements with friends or clients in a secure fashion. And that is what it makes it so interesting. So we can see actually that this is all related. So we've got the developers, we've got the end users, and we actually have companies as well, enterprise. So we're going to have a look today at the Marlowe for end users, because this is what this video is about. So they say Marlowe for end users will bring a straightforward and seamless interface for users to execute financial agreements with friends, colleagues, or clients on the blockchain. What they say is that, for the user, it will be very easy to understand. It will not be, you don't need to have a background information on blockchain or anything. Basically, I imagine it just like a kind of software that you can execute and run, and you don't need to know, that it's basically running on Cardano or whatever. So it will be very simple to understand. That's how they market it. And they say here they are designing these products with the user in mind. Now, making financial agreements, they say here, it is, and they mention some examples here, yeah? So every step of the contract is explained in non-technical language, and each action is performed only with the user's explicit authorization, which is fine. Our team has built a suite of tested and verified financial tools, including escrows, debt securities, and swaps, including. So there will be more, but escrows can potentially be used to purchase or in the process of purchasing a house. So that is just a standard document that is normally used to document the transfer of ownership of a property. So could that in the future happen on Cardano, on the blockchain? I think that is a very interesting potential use case, which, to be honest, cuts out the middleman. And who's the middleman? It's in many countries, it's the solicitor. And as we all know, the solicitor costs a lot of money. A solicitor is very expensive. It takes a long time, but to be honest, they also have their place. They do some searches and things on property investment, but they are supposed to help you. But I believe this is all about decentralizing everything. So, the Cardano blockchain and generally Marlowe here, it is about making everything decentralized. So that's the whole point. People may not want to use a solicitor, so they might have the possibility in the future to use something like that. I think that will not be, not happen in the very near future, but potentially at some point in the future, things like that, these transactions could happen on the Cardano blockchain. And this application just shows that Cardano will be able to support that. And, possibly a house purchase is probably one of the last things that might be decentralized. But it is certainly possible, and certainly for me, a very interesting use case. Another one might be you could potentially have a smart contract on the blockchain for buying a car. If you buy a car from your friend or just from another private person, you found a car on the internet, you want to buy it, you don't want to You basically don't want to risk anything, and then you document this smart contract on the blockchain. So you use this application to buy the car and document that purchase on the blockchain. So I think, these are just some examples, and I think this is very exciting. Just shows, it just shows the possibilities of all of this. You can completely cut out the middleman, and basically on the blockchain, as we all know, everything is documented. You can always trace it, so it's pretty much, nobody can say in the end that transaction hasn't happened, because it's proven on the blockchain. It's validated and everything. So very interesting. I think what will hold this back a little bit is probably legislation in many countries. It's the whole thing that, legislation and governments, they are normally behind. I think that's the whole point of this disruptive technology, that it will disrupt the whole market, and then the market and governments, then they have to retrospectively go in and create laws and everything. And you can see that with the internet. I mean, still in many countries the laws are still based on the time before the internet, and honestly, that's so long ago now, and they still haven't caught up, and this will be the same for blockchain. So I think there will be people who use these smart contracts, and it's not even documented in a country's legislation. So that will take a while. There will be many interesting cases where things aren't clear. But if you're early, you can potentially, and if you know the technology, you can potentially make some really, really good moves, I believe. Yeah, that's really everything today. But I think a very interesting use case, buying a house potentially with Cardano or on the Cardano blockchain, or just buying anything and then agreeing these financial transactions with peers, with friends, with other people. Certainly very interesting on the blockchain. Great application, I think. Something else Input Output Hong Kong develop here and make accessible for developers. So really fantastic use case. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to trying it out myself. And if you're excited about it, let me know in the comments. If you want me to look into any other use cases or partnerships or dApps on the Cardano blockchain, let me also know in the comments. It would be great if you could support this channel. It's still a small channel, but we're now above the 100 subscribers, which was the first milestone. The next stop is 1,000 subscribers. And I think it's important to just support channels that are talking about blockchain and crypto. Whenever I come across another channel about crypto, I normally subscribe, just because I want to spread the word about Cardano and other blockchains and cryptocurrency. And I think it's important to just, if we're part of that movement, I think it's important to just support anyone talking about it. All right, so thanks for watching, and I hope I'll see you in the next video. Bye.